Hi everyone, I am so excited about today's video. I did my spring tiered tray and I'm going to show you how I DIY'd a few items from Dollarama so that they'd fit into this spring tray a little bit better. So yeah, let's do that. Hi everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And if you would consider hitting the subscribe button and sticking around for a few more videos, that would be just wonderful. And if you are a returning subscriber, then welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm just going to give you a little reveal of my tiered tray. This is the rectangle one that I have on my coffee bar, and I just love the way it turned out for spring. And I'm going to show you how I DIY'd a few of the items from Dollarama as well, so that you can just see how I gave them a bit of a facelift so that I could use them on my tiered tray. So I'm really crushing on yellows and blues this year for some reason. I saw some pictures on Pinterest a while back of some French country style kitchens, and they were in these wonderful blues and yellows and light cream colors that were so pretty. They just screamed springtime to me. So I've been crushing on the yellows and blues. Now my husband painted the walls in the kitchen before he went back to Ontario, and he painted them a light buttery color yellow, and it just makes a really pretty backdrop for these wonderful blues and yellows as well. So I'm going to show you the tiered tray. I'm going to flip it around. This is the whole thing, and the way that it looks so pretty. Like I said, so I've got some blue dish towels, just layering them, two on the bottom, one in that corner, one on this side, one across the top, just for a little bit of a base in there. And then I've added all these wonderful creams and whites in here. It is so beautiful. Now you'll see these little books. Let me move this. These little books right here. In these blues as well. They're more of a dusty blue kind of color, but they are so stinking cute. These are little wood pieces. You're going to actually see them in my haul this week. So there's a sneak peek of my haul right there. So this is again what the whole thing looks like. This is just my coffee bar area, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I haven't done any of the backdrop area. I haven't got anything on my wall yet, and I still need to redo this shelf up above, maybe put something way up there at the top and redo it as well. I would love to be able to bring some of that bright yellow up into there as well, or maybe even a little bit different blues. So yeah, so let's just jump into the video, and then I will show you all how I did these 3 DIYs. It's just going to be quick, and yeah. So I took that metal pitcher from Dollarama and put it in my spray booth, my big cardboard box, and gave it 3 coats of this Rust-Oleum chalked spray paint in the color linen white. Now don't forget to do at least 1 coat upside down when you're doing this, because you want to get all the little nooks and crannies, and this helps you do that. So the color's linen white there, and once it's dry, I'm taking this napkin with these bunnies. Now, I bought these for Easter napkins, but it's really just a spring scene with these bunny rabbits on here, a little family of rabbits, and I think these are so adorable. And I'm using a fine paintbrush and some water, and I'm just going around the edge as close to the image as I can get without getting the actual image itself wet. And you just have to be really careful when you tear it out. So go all around your image using a little bit of water, and then you can tear your image out. It's much better than cutting with a pair of scissors, and it gives you that fibrous, feathery edge that doesn't show as much when you decoupage it onto whatever item you're using. It just helps to hide the edge of your print that you're putting on. And I haven't separated these napkins yet either. So very carefully hold your thumb on your image so that you don't pull away, or your fingers on your image so that you don't pull away any of the bits that you want to use. You can see here, I'm just using my fingernail to pull away the part of the napkin that I'm going to toss. And don't forget to take the backing paper off. I hadn't done it up to this point, of course. So I'm not going to use that part. You don't want to use that part. You just need the part with the image. And that's why you paint your can. If you start with a really light neutral background when you're decoupaging on napkins, you're going to keep the color of the print on your napkin a little bit truer to color. Of course, you're going to see whatever background color you paint through the napkin. That's why. So I do not put the decoupage medium onto my item and then lay my napkin into it. I lay the dry napkin on top of the item. This time I'm using decoupage medium for napkins, and it's from Deco Art. I just ordered some of this off of Amazon. It's a little thinner. Like if you use Mod Podge, be sure to water it down, because when you use this method, you want your medium to be a little bit runnier, a little bit wetter. So I'm using a soft bristled brush. Starting at the center of my image, I am just going to brush slowly out, giving time for the medium to soak through the napkin and stick it down. Napkins are very, very porous. They've got little tiny holes in them, and that medium will go through them. They wouldn't work for napkins otherwise. They soak the liquid right up. So you can just do this, and this will help prevent your wrinkles. So if you want to see how to do a lot of decoupage products or projects, and you're really interested in this, go to a YouTube channel called Patio Elf. That's all she does, and she's absolutely amazing. So just gently brush, gently from the inside of your image to the outside edge, and then feather those edges out when you're gluing them down, and you'll hardly notice them on your finished project. So this will glue and seal it. But if you're worried about the contrast in the painted area, in the finished image, you can go over the whole outside of it with a sealer when you're done. I haven't shown that in this video, but most of them I do. Most of my projects I will seal, and you can use either another layer of your decoupage medium, or you can use a spray sealer, whatever your choice is. I've torn the ear here. See me brushing the edge of that ear? Well, I've torn the ear. So one of his little ears is almost ripped right off. This was such a fine little area. So I'm trying to push it back together with my fingernail, and it's not working. So you're going to see me just kind of rub that one side off, or as much of it as I can get off at this point. I'm going to take off the part that rolled up on me and then tore. And then I'm going to show you how to fix it. So the same napkin, and it still has the two images on here because there was one in each quarter. I'm going to tear the ears off of this bunny. And just like I always do, I get a little bit impatient and think I can just tear this off, but you'll see that I couldn't. So I'm reaching for that paintbrush to put a little water on here so that I can tear this without tearing the whole thing. So for this piece, I'm just gonna put a little water around my edge and then tear away what I don't need. So I have tried all over my house today to find a quiet spot to do this voiceover, and I am sorely losing, guys. I'm in the bedroom now with the door closed and somebody's cutting their grass outside, so now I can hear that. I have no idea why. My grass hasn't even started growing, so I have no idea why they're trying to cut grass, but I think they're trying to cut last fall's dead growth, trying to clean it up. Yeah, so I used that ear and I stuck it right on top of the one that I tried to glue down that I tore, and matched it up just like you would if you were adding two pieces of wallpaper together. And then make sure you have it all glued down nice with your decoupage medium. And that's pretty much it for the decoupage part of this project. So yeah, me not paying attention. I should have showed you guys. I was just checking to make sure that everything was even. But yeah, now I have a focal image on the front, and then I have another image on the back that's a little bit different. And I really like that because that's how you would get something if it was store-bought. So now I'm just using some black acrylic paint and a small paintbrush, and I'm going to go around the handle, and I'm going to go around the rim of this picture so that it gives it that that enameled look, you know, the white enamel that you get that has the black trim on it, that farmhouse vintage feel. Of course, that's what I'm always trying to go for. And this house just suits that style so well. Of course, it's just a small old farmhouse. So I did the edges of the handle, and I'm doing the edges of the rim as well. And I'm not trying to be really careful. I'm just trying to make it look old and natural. So using the little metal watering can, I'm doing the same thing, giving this some 3 coats of paint, I believe, and letting it dry. And then I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with this, except that I didn't have an image that I wanted to Mod Podge on here. I just wanted to make it look like it was enameled, but dirty and old, and you know, maybe had been left outside a few times and then been brought in and scrubbed up but didn't quite come clean. If that makes any sense. Like I had just taken it in from the garden and tried to scrub it up. So I put that black stripe down the handle and I end up not liking it, so I go over it with white paint. But that's basically all I'm doing. I'm taking a fan brush and I'm dry brushing some black up and down the spout, on the handle, and around the can. And then I think I have too much black on there, so I'm wiping some off. Then I go back over it with white paint again. And you'll see me go back and forth with white paint and black paint and white paint and then black paint, the whole thing. And just playing with it until I kind of get a look that I'm happy with. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to just play with it. Don't be afraid to just paint over something and start over again, even if that's what you have to do to make it look the way you want it. So that's basically what I'm doing here. White paint over top of black paint, leaving a little wee bit showing through. And what I finally did was over the wet white paint, I added a little black and then brushed it all together while it was still wet. Okay, on to the little ceramic, or not ceramic. These are little terracotta pots from Dollarama, and I can't remember. I think they were only like $1.50 for the 2 pots. They're just well, you can see in my hand how big they are. They're just the small pots. So I'm giving these a couple coats of just white acrylic paint. I didn't go fancy with these or anything. They're just a little item. But guys, I like these little pots. Like, they turned out so cute. So I just wanted a background so that I could put some butterflies on these. So yeah, once they were dry, they weren't cleaned up enough for me. So I decided to give them one more coat. So that's 2 coats. All I put on here was 2 coats. Make sure you do your rims. And then while they're drying, I've got these butterflies. Now this napkin I've used before, so the backing is already gone off of it. It's just one layer, and it's really, really fine. And I didn't even want to try with the paintbrush. I didn't want very much of the blue background of the napkin to show, and I wanted the butterflies to have a little crisper edge. So this is one of those cases where I decided to use scissors and cut them out. So hard to cut these out with scissors. They were so flimsy with the backing gone, but I got it done. And then I cut a bunch out, and then I'm just going around and I'm just Mod Podging on these little butterflies. And oh my gosh, I wasn't really happy with the look of that napkin. I bought it for the butterflies, hoping that I'd be able to use them. And exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just picking these up and putting them on here, and then gluing them down, Mod Podging them down. Same method, put them on dry, and then just brush them through. And they stuck so well, and they are so cute. These little pots are so, so cute. I used different butterflies on each pot so they wouldn't be the same. And of all 3 projects, I think that these little pots are my favorite. I love the big picture with the large bunnies on it, but these little pots, I'm going to be able to use in so many different displays through the spring, the summer, and right into the fall by just changing out how I stage them. So, and butterflies are always in, except in the middle of the winter here. So yeah, it's just a more versatile little piece, these 2 little pots. So I'm really, really happy with the way that these turned out. They are so cute. Yeah, sometimes the least expected project ends up being your favorite. So of course I had to go around the top with the black paint because it's what I do. And in this case, I wasn't being careful at all. I just decided to go around the top, and anywhere where the paintbrush kind of slid down over the side, I just left it because it just makes it look a little bit more chipped and damaged. And that's fine. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to show you a bit of a close-up on everything that's on the tiered tray. So starting at the top, on the top part of the tray, I have the picture that I got done today, and it's sitting up so that it doesn't sit crooked, and I want it to overhang the top a little wee bit. I just put a block underneath it to raise it up a little bit so it would sit flat. So I'm going to back up a little bit here so that you can see it all. On the top shelf of the tray, or the top tier of the tray, I have a couple of these thrifted little boiled egg cups. And they have, if I can get in here so that you can see it, it's hard to see because they're glass, but they are little chickens. So I have 3 of those that I thrifted a long time ago. I've got them up there, and I have the Dollarama lamb. I just think that's so cute, and it goes so well, the color of that lamb with this kind of tan color on the, the face and the feet. It's just so cute. And then I have my wooden bead garland, and it's just hanging there. Now, it does have the key and the lemon, which is not kind of with this, but it's still the yellows. I was going for the yellows. Then down on the bottom, this little ceramic egg carton is thrifted as well. These salt and pepper shakers are vintage and thrifted. The little cow salt and pepper shakers are thrifted. I love thrift finds. The honey pot that's in the back there is thrifted. And then you can see where I've placed the little flower pots, and the yellow daisies are from Dollarama as well. And then there is the watering can. So you can see how it all goes together, and it's just so pretty. I love it though, absolutely love it. So I still have to do something with this shelf up above. I'm going to have to kind of figure out what I'm going to do with it. I need something on the top shelf of it, way up there, and I need to set it up just a little bit better. And I have nothing on the wall behind. The lemonade pitcher is actually a Scentsy warmer, and that's why the light's still on. And I am warming a wax called Blackberry and Vanilla, which is, oh my gosh, I wish you guys had smell-o-vision, because it smells really good in here right now. And my coffee bar, which I just love. This is, of course, the first place that I hit every morning, and it's so inviting. And yeah, it's just a nice, welcoming spot first thing in the morning. So I'll probably leave it up for quite some time. I know some of you may think the bunnies are a little bit too Eastery. I just think they're spring. So yeah, so I'll be leaving them up for a while. And the whole thing is starting to get that fresh French country farmhouse, whatever. The blues and yellows to me are a little bit French farmhouse style, like French countryside. And I'm loving that. I'm just loving the whole thing, guys. Yeah, I'm just loving the whole thing. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what was your favorite project. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Love you guys.